Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to be doing a video on the Giselle banner rerun, Giselle, Askin, and Asznot, to see if it is worth it. And, I mean, when I saw the filter, I was like, okay. And then I kept going, I was like, oh, okay. But the banner is here from the 8th until the 17th, so you still have it's about 24 hours at the time. I upload the 23 technically when I upload this. When it'll be out. And let's just go over the filler real quick. Like, Giselle is a very good character, melee Sturmritter, and then melee Soul Reaper, and then Asznot is a very good ranged Captain NAD unit, I believe. And then like these first three filler, very good characters, especially Gremmy. Gremmy has not been replaced in any way. He's still the best side for melee Soul Reaper. Loto just got replaced by 10th Any Rukia, and then Candace just got replaced by 6th Anniversary Aizen Remake. And then these three characters are pretty terrible. Ichigo and Ryukin are at least very good links for their respective attributes at least. So pretty much every character on here will have value unless you already have these 255, which I know that most people probably do, especially this guy. But Ichibe just has genuinely no value unless maybe he gets 2 resurrections, and then maybe he'll be a decent character. The banner does have 25-step pity, thank goodness, because I'm sorry, if there isn't a pity on a banner, I don't think it's worth summoning. Don't look at my 6th Anniversary Aizen Remake summons, that was a scam. But every 5 steps is a guaranteed featured character, one of these characters up here. And I'm not going to lie, since it does have the 1.5, I think it's good. Simply because now, when you summon, every 5 steps, you have a higher chance of pulling a character you actually want. Like one of the main 3 characters. Mainly these two. Askin is pretty mediocre. He's a farmer. Because otherwise, you would have just pulled a regular 4-star multi without it anyways. It's not like these characters are less rated up when it's a 6% banner. There's just more fluff added to this filler pool. Like genuinely, the 1.5 is better in my opinion. So yeah, let's go over the characters and let me know down below if you are going to be summoning. I can understand why someone would summon. I think that end of month is just going to have a better banner in terms of main characters, to be honest, and potentially even mid-month, but we'll have to wait to see what we get there. But yeah. So, Giselle is going to be one of the best mind characters in the game, I would probably say. Top 3 or 4, I think, if I'm thinking of all the characters. Very good mind character. Mind Soul Reaper Killer, strong attack recharge time of 14% with Dominate Plus on all of her attacks. She has Team Party Mind Attribute character, strong attack damage of 20%, and then Team Party Quincy damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%. So basically, a really good side with status ailment plus if you want to buff a Mind Quincy, because then you get the 20% Mind damage and the Quincy damage to status ailment affected enemies. So, and then this way, like if you don't have a status ailment plus character, at least Giselle has status ailment plus as well. So that way you guys can stack strong attacks. So like I guess if you're using, I was gonna say Ishin, but Ishin's not a Quincy, so never mind, I take it back. But also has a Berserker percent of 80%, Bombardment +1, damage to dominated enemies of 100%, Debilitator of 7 seconds, Frenzy +2, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers, SP boost to 80%, weaken defense, and then weaken duration minus 100%. Candace, Candace, if you use Candace and then Giselle as a side, Giselle would not be stealing Candace's procs because she has Dominate Plus. Meanwhile, Candace just has regular paralysis. So I guess that's one thing you could potentially use. But I mean, then it's because usually Gremmy would steal your procs. That's what I'm saying. As a side when you're not using a status plus character. So you know that's one plus, I guess. But yeah, very, very good character, especially for melee Soul Reaper, which is returning next week. And I have a video dropping talking about the guild quest, insane HP inflation, later in a few hours. Now Askin, I won't lie, I think he is the useless character of the banner, unless you're newer. If you're a new player and you need potions, fair enough, he's going to be a very good character to use. But for most people nowadays, farming just isn't that high of a priority. You can just play epic raids for fun, not even worry about potions anymore, and just get them mainly from your achievements. But he is a ranged Soul Reaper and a wrong card killer. Strong attack damage of 20% and recharge of 12%. He has poison plus on all of his strong attacks. He has Berserker of 40, damage to poison enemies plus 60%. Debilitator of 2, Frenzy 2, hits hidden enemy chance of 100%. Increased status summon chance against speed attribute enemies plus 10%. He has Poise, Sharpshooter, Speed, drop with drop of 30%. Speed, Link Slap Potions plus 5. SP boost at 80%, and then super speed link slap potions plus 10. Kind of wish they just took off the Berserker right here and just gave him like droplets or potions or super link slap potions right here. I think that would have made him a bit more valuable, because then you could have used him as a link with recharge and potions or droplets or whatever you're doing, and I think he would have had a bit more use, even just as a link, because that's usually what people just do. They just bring broken characters and then they just swap out the links, and that's how I farm, at least if I ever need to, mainly for like the anniversary co-op quests and whatnot. But I mean, he's good, he's fine, nothing spectacular though, he's just a farmer. Now we have Asznot, where a lot of people have been getting a lot of use out of him because of his boost SA2 and debuff on his SA3. So that way you could bring him in multiple guild quest phases. Even though he wouldn't be doing too much damage, he will be boosting, and if you sync it right, he can also debuff a certain wave to where maybe you can shave a few seconds off of a certain run. Like let's say you use one less strong attack for a guild quest phase, and or like one wave in it, and then that helps you get like 55 seconds or something, depending on the guild quest. Obviously, he just helps you shave off a little bit of time. He is a ranged captain killer with normal attack damage of 35%. He has paralysis plus on all of his strong attacks except for his SA2 and 3, because they're boosts and debuffs, they don't get status elements. He has booster of 30%, bruiser of 80%, which is very high, damage to paralyzed enemies of 40%, diminisher of 10 seconds, so the debuff lasts for 10 seconds, so I guess that's pretty good in epic raids. But besides that, not too useful. He also has the enhancer skill of 10 seconds, so paired with his boost, his SA2 will give you a 43% attack, focus, and defense. He has flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in guild quest, increased status summon chance against soul reapers of 10%, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in guild quest, paralysis duration, poise, and then range damage plus 10 or plus 30. So he is a very, very good NAD character, one of the best, up there with Gremmy, and it's another insanely good NAD character off the top of my head. I actually, I cannot think of another one, unfortunately, so, I guess kinda Nanana. I believe he's also a pretty good booster, but I can't think of any off the top of my head, actually. But he's a very good NAD unit. Now let's go to the filler. Oh, speaking of another good NAD unit, Gremmy. He's kind of the opposite of Asznot in a way, but he's a melee Soul Reaper, normal attack damage of 35%, and then he has a small buff on his SA1, which I think is like a 30% buff or something. I can't remember what it is. I think it's actually like an 18% buff. Yeah, 18% buff without the enhancer and booster effect taken into place, so I think it's like a 23% or something. It's smaller than a regular boost, but then his SA3 is like a 53% boost, which is the big deal. This is what a lot of GQ heads like on this character, because then they get a bigger boost, because even if he does the SA3 and then the SA1, the SA3 is a bigger buff, so it will stay. If he does the SA1 then the SA3, then the boost resets and you'll have a better boost active. He has the booster skill of 30%, bruiser of 70, enhancer plus 10, flurry plus 1 or plus 2 in GQ, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, long reach plus 20%, marauder, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, poise, and then start barrier plus 15. And the boost is so good because of the booster and the enhancer skill. So yeah, just a good NAD unit as a side. Loto is a very good melee stun NÖDT killer. Strong attack recharge time of 12%. Damage to drained enemies plus 30%. With lacerate and drain in all of her strong attacks, including her EX skill, which gives her a barrier for some protection. She has Team Party, Quincy damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%. It's so weird how many Quincy's get this when it's like, would we not be using Grammy as a side at this time? Just kind of weird. She has Debilitator plus 2, Devastation at 60, Frenzy plus 2 or plus 30 in GQ, Havoc at 20, increased status summon chance against Quincy's, Killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, Marauder, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, SP boost at 80%, and weaken defense. So if you didn't get Rukia, she is still going to be a very, very good option, but I would have just summoned for Rukia, to be honest. Like, I don't think this character is going to be clearing as well as Rukia did, even with the stupid EX skill not working as people thought. Now going on to Candace. Candace is a ranged captain killer with recharge of 14%, paralysis on all of her strong attacks. She has damage to paralyzed enemies of 40%, debilitator plus 5 seconds, devastation of 60, frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in GQ, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers plus 10%, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, sharpshooter, SP boost to 80%, and weaken defense. She's still a very good character. Like, these characters you can still use outside of Guild Quest if they're SP, but like, they're mainly going to be using Guild Quest, which is fine. Like, Frenzy 2 SP boost is still very, very good. It's just that they didn't get any Berserker or anything, but like, you can just fix that with links, it's fine. But yeah, very, very good character for ranged captain, but yet again, got replaced by 6th Anniversary Remake Aizen, which, fair enough, very, very broken character, but she's still good. She's still good. Now onto Ichibe, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to give him any spotlight. He is a terrible character. He has literally no damage before he procs his gauge, and after his gauge, he has a little bit of damage. He has Frenzy 1, and that is literally it. And Berserker 50 before he procs his gauge. Like, that's 2015 character levels. Get better. Ichigo is just a link. He's just kind of outdated. He's also pretty smooth, though, as a resurrection character. Berserker 60, Frenzy 2. You know, he also has the booster. Nothing insane, but I'm going to say this now. The fact that this unit has more damage than Ichibe before that man procs a gauge when this is a 2020 character is very funny. He also has the full stamina only increased strong attack damage of 20%. So, yeah. He's a very smooth character and just like easy content like Senkaman or Pointer Vet and stuff like that. You know, co-op, that sort of thing. But Guild Quest, Lemon Breaker Quest, not so much. Ryukin is just a link. He is just a link. He has high multipliers, you know, Berserker 60. I guess he also has only Frenzy 1, so eh. But yeah, he is just one of the best links in the entire game. So, yeah. That's going to round it out for this video. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning. I very urge you not to summon. I feel like end of month will have more value or potentially more hype. But if you go in, fair enough. I think there is a good enough amount of filler that I can understand why people would summon, especially if they missed this entire banner when it first dropped. Unfortunately, I only pulled Askin, but I'm not summoning for the other two. So, it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Peace out. Hope you have a great day.